Hey everybody, it's Dave and Lisa. We completed our first week in the RV, and one of the things we want to do is kind of have a reflection every week and just kind of reflect on how the week went, whether or not we learned any lessons, whether or not we have anything to share from an inspiration standpoint. We're calling our page Inspired to RV, and we not only want to share with you helpful tips for those of you thinking about RVing, but also just share with you the things we learn along the way, and hopefully you'll get some benefit out of that. So we picked up the RV a little bit more than a week ago, and we've been living in it now for a whole week, and we just wanted to kind of recap that for you and share what we've learned. So I'll turn it over to Lisa and she can lead off.
Well, first of all, Marilyn and Alan, the previous owners, have been absolutely amazing at helping us have the most enjoyable transition from house to RV. They loaded us up with towels and food and dishes that we don't have to return, things that we didn't need to, so we didn't need to bring them with us. And they spent the whole day with us on Monday, showing us all the little things that we need to know to be comfortable in our home. And I just so appreciate that so much, and made it a really wonderful experience.
Cool, me too.
And one of the little hiccups we had, the day that we purchased it on Monday and went down to the DMV, the very first letter of the VIN number was incorrect.
Uh-oh.
And we couldn't believe it. So, because we had the VIN verified by a policeman, but they never checked the title. None of us thought to do that. And Marilyn and Alan worked tirelessly with Massachusetts DMV to get a replacement title. And I kid you not, we got them the information they needed just 2 minutes before they closed in Massachusetts. And by 7 o'clock in the morning the next day, FedEx had the new title in Marilyn's hands, and she brought it over to us. It was amazing. And I just want to say a quick shout out, thank you to all those amazing people who just get into gear and get it done. And then on our way out of town, we had forgotten to, well, we didn't forget, we went shopping trying to find some shipping tape, clear shipping tape, to put on the license plate so it wouldn't blow away. So on the way out of town the next day, we're looking for someplace and we see a pack and ship sign, and I jump out and I run into the pack and ship store, and when I get there, it's empty. So I ran to the store next door, and the wonderful lady behind the counter, Laura, who works for a place called Florida Business Forms. It's a little faxing business center. Well, it's on Palm Beach Boulevard in Fort Myers area. And she just handed me her tape gun, and I ran outside and I taped that puppy up and brought her back the gun. And it was just, she was so nice and sweet to trust me with her tape gun. Some random person comes in her store. Anyway, thank you, Laura, if you're out there watching, for your kindness. Yeah. So then we get all the way up to Clay County, where it's time for us to get our registration on the coach and our driver's licenses, and the VIN verification form is missing. It's not with our paperwork. We have no idea where it is. We had to get another copy of the form. We don't have a printer on the coach yet. So Adam at Discount Tire let us email him the form, and we were able to get that form, and then we called the police. They came right out and they did another VIN for us to keep us on the road, on track. And so a shout out to Adam at the Discount Tire, St. Augustine. So great. And so Adam, if you're watching, thank you so much for your kindness, just with a smile and with no questions asked. And the police officer that came out from Clay County PD was like a volunteer service assistant and just a really great guy, and helped us out, got us back on track. We went back to DMV. And then we had the most beautiful 2 ladies helping us down there, Misha and Tisha. I kid you not. And they were the most beautiful girls, really passionate about their job, and took really good care of us. And we got our new driver's license and our new license plate. And then we were back on the road, all happy and loving life. So thank you for all those wonderful people about that.
Yeah. My turn? Cool.
Yeah.
I got really 3 things I wanted to talk about, and Lisa kind of drove the first one home. When I think about this week and what are the things that really stood out to me, one of them is what she said about the people. We met some amazing people, and they seemed to come into our life right when we needed them. And it was very cool to look back and reflect on that. I mean, I don't know about you, but I've had some pretty difficult experiences with motor vehicles department, and this fella Dermar, the way he handled the situation and the way he was sensitive to our plight, and how he just turned that thing around and got it to us really within 12 hours, all the way from Massachusetts, was just incredible. So I'm really grateful for the people we met this week, and just the experiences that we had interacting as we ran into opportunities and challenges along the road. The second thing I wanted to talk about is something that I think is really valuable whenever you're traveling, but really if you're going to do this type of lifestyle or explore out on the road, and that's being flexible and agile, being able to change your plans. You know, we spent time scripting out where we were going to go, how long we were going to stay there, and the reality is that that plan was pretty much scrapped from day one. And we're still changing it today, and because we work well together and because we are flexible and just decided we're going to go with the flow, that's been relatively easy. We have had to change our campsites. We've had to decide to stay here, for example, longer at the end of this week to have the RV looked at and some repairs made. But we've also had to be agile just in the day-to-day things. We ran all the way, as Lisa was saying, to Green Cove Springs without the right paperwork. So I had to come back and act on the fly to figure out how are we going to print something without a printer, and you know, how are we going to get the VIN re-verified. I just want to just say in general, especially in this time, people are really sensitive and somewhat negative, I think, about our police force. And you know, there's bad apples in every batch of apples, but that doesn't mean you have to say all apples are bad. And I think we really saw that you know, this week, our interactions with the police. They really didn't need to come out and help us do a VIN verification, but it's a service that Florida local police departments offer, and it was really valuable to us to get the registration done. And all of the officers were very professional and very kind, and our interactions were really good. So let's just keep in mind that while our officers are here to protect us, and sometimes some people get overzealous and break rules that they shouldn't, the vast majority of our public servants out there are really there in our best interest, and we should thank them for their service. The last thing I want to talk about is kind of more of a personal thing that I'm reflecting on at the end of the week. As we've set out on this journey, you know, I've worked continuously pretty much since I was 8 years old, and have gone from job to job to job without any sort of a big break in between. And this is the first time that I've kind of come to a point where I really don't have firm plans for the future, and it can be a little heart-wrenching and a little bit scary, honestly. And I was kind of reflecting on that and sharing it with one of my colleagues, a friend that I've had for a number of years and worked with previously. And she said, I'm going to give you a little piece of advice. She said, and it's going to come back at you like a boomerang, because you told me this years ago. And I didn't know what she was going to say. I had forgotten one of the things that comes with age is senility. And she said to me, just relax, everything's going to be okay. She said, you know, you've got a great skill set, and anytime you want to return to the work place, you'll be able to. So just enjoy your time off. And as soon as she said it, I remembered saying those same words to her years ago when she was in between jobs and looking at going into consulting, kind of the same place that I'm at today. And I just really appreciate that feedback. It was the right thing to say at the right time, and everything is going to be okay. And you know, I don't know where I'll land, how long we'll be out on the road doing this full time, but I do know that I'm going to enjoy every bit of it while we're doing it, and it's awesome. So yeah, anything else you want to say, babe?
Yeah, I just wanted to say, to piggyback on what Dave was saying with regard to the people that have been so gracious and helpful. You know, I've always liked helping people, and this time I'm the one that needed a lot of help. I was going up to perfect strangers asking for help, and we are in this together, and we don't have to do it alone. And right now, this is a really difficult time for a lot of people. So you don't have to feel responsible to do it all alone, because we're working on this together. So let people help you, ask for help when you need it, and it'll be there. It's been there for us, and I'm happy to reciprocate when the time comes, and I think that's what makes the world go round.
Yeah, so thanks for following us, and we're going to go ahead and create a playlist on YouTube of these videos, and we're going to do one of these once a week. So we hope you enjoy it. If you have any comments, please share them down below, and we'll do our best to get back to you. Thanks again for watching. Bye.